everyone, I'm Dr. Shirazi, a board certified dermatologist, and I want to talk all about pores because I have so many people that come into my office wanting to shrink their pores. Some people are doing things that are making their pores bigger, so I thought I would dedicate a whole video on tips and tricks that you can do to minimize them because, as you may have heard from other dermatologists, pore size is genetic, meaning we can't really change your pores per se, but we can minimize them. You may be doing things that are stretching out your pores, so I want to talk about tips and tricks, things to not do and things to do to help with your pore size. But before we get started, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and share this video with a friend who might also be interested in this topic. I want to start off with a little anatomy course, a breakdown of what a pore is, because I'm going to talk about things that I hope will make sense to you if you understand the anatomy and a physical structure of the pores. I'm a very visual person, so I feel like when I see things drawn out for me, I can better understand it. And the better you understand this, the better you're going to be able to help your own pores. All right, so let's look at what a pore actually looks like in the skin. As you can see, pores in the skin are more narrow at the bottom where the dermis is, and this is the epidermis up top. Don't judge my artistic skills here. This is the epidermis, which is the outer skin layer right here. This is the epidermis, and then we have the deeper skin layer. This is the dermis right here. This is the epidermis. Now, in the epidermis, you have this dead layer up on top. And then we have the dermis down below, which has collagen fibers, and it also has elastin fibers. We're going to use a different color for that. It also has hyaluronic acid, which is glycosaminoglycans in the actual dermis. So what is this tic-tac-toe looking blue and green and yellow dots in the dermis mean? This is giving your pore structure and support, so to keep them tight and narrow. So we're going to come back to this diagram. Tip number one, you want to preserve your collagen. You want to preserve that dermis because that is what gives the pore structure and support, keeping it narrow and tight. One of the best, most effective ways to preserve your collagen is protecting your skin from UV rays, because as you can see here, the sun can actually degrade your collagen. And what happens when you don't wear sunscreen, this is the sun, and it comes in and it degrades the collagen here. That then allows your pore to stretch out, and that makes your pores wider. This is why when you see people who've had years and years of sun exposure, they get a lot of blackheads, particularly on the upper cheek where they've had the sun exposure. So one of the simplest things you can do is wear sunscreen. Tip number two, wash off your makeup. It sounds simple, but a lot of people don't, or they may not get all their makeup off at the end of the day. So what happens is you can get a lot of the buildup of makeup in the pore. Over time, you can just start to accumulate the makeup and dead cells in the base of the pore, which can cause it to stretch out. So it's really important at the end of the day, you do a double cleanse if you wear a lot of foundation, makeup that can build up and get impacted into the pores, and then causing that pore to really stretch out. What you do at home is using a charcoal and clay mask. This is called detox, and charcoal and clay absorb oil and debris out of pores. So you put it on, it dries, you can almost feel the oil and debris get sucked out of the pores. You jump in the shower and you wash it off. The skin feels a lot smoother, cleaner. So this I love doing once or twice a week. Other ways to get that buildup out of your pores so it doesn't stretch it out would be getting a facial, particularly one called Diamond Glow. It uses a gentle negative vacuum pressure to suck all the debris and dirt and makeup that's built up out of our pores. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying my little drawing skills, and I hope that it makes it easier to visualize and understand why I'm recommending the things that we are recommending. Tip number 3, exfoliate. Let's go back to my drawing so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This is the outermost layer of the skin. This is the epidermis, and you see how it contributes to the pore size. Imagine if you sloughed off and exfoliated this dead layer of skin off, it would make your pores much smaller. And what do I mean by that? Exfoliation just removes this outer kind of top layer of the skin. So look at this pore, how it's much higher, and what it does is it leaves your pore looking much smaller because you don't have this dead layer anymore that's contributing to your pore size. And I recommend you exfoliate once or twice a week is sometimes all you really need. I love these Clarify pads. They're glycolic and salicylic acid. They help brighten the skin, get that dead layer of skin off, and make the pores appear smaller. Some other options are, this one is by Shani Dardan. This has lactic acid, which is more gentle, so if you have dry or sensitive skin. This one is by Collagen. It's a toner with salicylic acid. And some people can use it every day, but generally even if you exfoliate once or twice a week, that is sufficient. Tip number 4, use a retinol. And this is really important because retinols help boost that collagen and elastin. So if we're looking back at our diagram, if you can boost this collagen and elastin that's here and give it even more collagen fibers and elastin fibers, you can really help minimize the pore and make it even smaller because you are supporting it from the sides. This is one of the reasons why dermatologists love Retin-A or retinols over the counter, because of that support and structure that's gained in the dermis. Which brings me to tip number 5, in-office procedures that boost your collagen and elastin also help shrink pores. These are treatments like microneedling, laser resurfacing, such as the CO2 laser or the profractional laser, the halo laser. These all help stimulate collagen, add support and structure to the skin, keep your pores tighter, especially with age, because as we age, we lose that collagen and elastin, which is why a lot of times patients come in and say, all of a sudden, you know, I'm in my 30s and 40s and my pores are bigger. And that's because you've lost some of that collagen and elastin with aging. I hope that was helpful and gave you some insight visually on how to shrink your pores, because the more you know, the better you're gonna be at helping your skin. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this with a friend. All right guys, thanks for tuning in.